Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. The time right now is 9:24. In your consumer news this morning, investors are grappling with a sinking stock market and fears that the U.S. economy may be heading for a recession. The consumer, us, we are taking the hardest hit. Here with some practical tips to really help you better manage your money is financial expert and author of the new book, Good Money Revolution, is Derrick Kinney. Good morning to you, Derrick. Glad to have you.
Hi, Cleo. Great to see you.
All right. First of all, what is causing the tremendous amount of volatility in the stock market right now?
Well, there's so many things converging at one time. First of all, we have some of the highest inflation numbers we've seen in 40 years. Most people aren't used to this. They're typically used to 2% inflation. Now it's almost 9%. When they go to the grocery store, they go to the gas pump, they're paying 10 to 15% more than expected. But also now we see worries about the economy slowing down. We've seen companies do very, very well. Target, for example, last week, their stock dropped 25% in one day because of the impact of fuel costs on their earnings number. So there's a lot of pieces right now that people are grappling with for the very first time as an investor.
Yeah, and Derrick, for people that are adding money to their 401k each pay period, I mean, what should they be concerned about? Some people are scared to even look at it.
Well, they are. I like to joke, you want to have some red wine and some chocolate there when you look at your statements all the time, just to give you a balanced perspective. But, 401ks are good because you're easing money into it. So one pay period, you're buying less shares because the price is higher. The next, you're buying more because it's lower. Keep doing that. The 401k approach, that set and forget, is a great way to invest. But keep in mind, if you're feeling nervous, anxious, worried about the market, you can always become more conservative inside the 401k without creating a taxable liability. There's a skill to do it, but that can help you sleep better at night.
Oh, and Derrick, let's say someone has cash and they want to buy some stocks while things are kind of low. Is this a good time to invest?
It's a good time to invest. It's also a good time to really get burned. And here's why. We saw cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, drop down to almost 25,000 last week from a high of about 50,000. Many people piled in, put money in, then it went even lower. So here's what I suggest people think about. If there are some investments that you like, that you feel convicted about, that you think will probably go up down the road, buy in a little bit on a regular basis, maybe weekly, maybe monthly. That way you're not putting all your chips on the table at one time, giving the wheel a spin and hoping that's the best day to buy. It's better to reduce your risk and make sure you've got some diversification in place.
Let's talk about the person that has invested most of their money in growth. Do you suggest that they make some changes right now?
Well, typically when the market is low, history has proven, Cleo, this is the absolute worst time to take money out of the market. But here's why I would suggest people do it. If they can't, like I said, sleep at night, it's really affecting their personality, their relationships. You may want to take a little bit off the table, but keep in mind now is probably one of the best buying opportunities that we might see over the next 10 years to buy while things are low. So if you can write it out and you've got a long-term time frame, this could be a great time to nibble on some things and buy while things are low.
Derrick, one more question before we go, and I'm sure you get this question all the time. You were talking about those inflation rates. For people that are looking for a new home, maybe a new car, should they go ahead and keep looking or just wait a minute?
Actually now is a renewed good time to buy a car or a house, and here's why. We've seen housing prices now sort of stop at the top and they're starting to come down a little bit. So if you've been on the sideline, you've been priced out of some houses, this could be a second chance for you to buy one of those opportunities.
At least there's some hope. Derrick, thank you so much for joining us here on Daybreak. Always a pleasure to have you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Cleo.